Hello.
Greetings.
Good evening, Mr. Ryan. Good evening. That was perfect timing. I literally just went live.
Are you on nights again?
I don't do any nights. What are you talking about? I wish I had a job. Nights. I have to go
Well,
around, as you know, hustling, looking after these little cabins and stuff so
mm,
people can have a little mercy on me and help
mm.
pay the odd bill or buy me the odd dinner.
Well,
You
that's what
know
I'm
how
saying.
you know how I'm surviving.
You sat in that cabin in the middle of the night again.
Exactly. This is what I gotta do. I gotta hustle and survive. Do you know what I mean? I'm
You
doing
are a
all this work.
you are a
Talking
giving
fathers
human
all
being.
day. Listen, I'm talking to dads all day, every day. I'm making content. We're doing the lives. We're trying to provide the support.
Mm,
But that's what I'm saying. I've never focused on the money or the commercial side, but things need to change. Things will have to
mm.
change soon. Anyway,
Dear, dear.
anyway. I just want to say welcome all to another live episode on Disqualified Dads. This is episode 74. We are encroaching December 2026. We have been going live every Sunday, more or less from the beginning of last December 2025. We have been here every single Sunday and we will continue to do so. Regardless of how big things get, how busy things get next year, we will attempt to continue this service for those who need it on the front line every Sunday at 8:30. So welcome to the channel. I am joined by my co-host, my friend, my Mackenzie. He's allegedly one of the best Mackenzies in the country. Solicitors hate him, barristers hate him,
Well,
judges
they're not all
confuse him with
barristers, mate.
barristers. No barristers, but the competition aren't very fond of him. He's doing a lot of people out of a lot of work and he's saving you guys a hell of a lot of money. Let's never forget that. And he's here with me every Sunday at 8:30. He's also known as let me put it this way. I really wanted to say this here. On LinkedIn, he's known as Mackenzie Pickout. On social media, he's known as That Family Law Guy. On the streets, he's known as Dan the Man. In the courts, he's known as Mr. Ryan. It is the man himself, Mr. Ryan. What's happening?
Good evening, brother. How the devil are you? Yes, it is Sunday, the 30th of November. Tomorrow it's the 1st of December, folks. The last month of the year. That is really quite frightening. It really is. But I say that every week. Anyway, here we are, episode 17, whatever it was. And
74.
thank you. So episode 74, and here we are, another fun-packed week in the fun palace that we call the Family Court. Yeah, it's been busy as always. There's lots of interesting things going on. There's something very interesting going on at the moment, but I can't quite talk about it yet. It's a little premature. I'm going to have to leave it a few weeks and just let it unfold a bit. It's nothing to do with. It's nothing specifically to do with me. It's to do with a bit of a movement, a bit of an undercurrent that is currently working its way through family court, and I just want to let it run for a bit before I talk about it openly.
Is it positive or negative? Is it a positive thing or a negative thing?
I'll reserve judgment on that for the moment until I watch it a bit. I'm not over at this stage. At this stage, I'm not overly comfortable with it, I have to say.
Okay.
But I will let's watch this space a bit, and then I will come back and report more fully. But anyway, that's where we are on that. I appreciate that's just left you all with murder and intrigue. But apart from that, it is what is it? It's Sunday. So apart from that, it's Sunday. Those of us who are Christmassy people, I'm not particularly, but those of us who are Christmassy people, obviously the madness starts tomorrow. Tomorrow being December the 1st, that is your build up. We've done we do a little bit of support for the children in our care at Christmas, just as we do it for some of the children in our care at Eid. And it's the children that we know are possibly not going to get as much as life really deserves. You know, that their parents are perhaps a bit tapped for cash. So we send out gifts at Christmas, as we do at Eid, for those parents that we know would possibly benefit from it. So tomorrow and I won't turn my camera so you can see it, but my office currently looks like Toys R Us. And tomorrow we have got something like 70 parcels going out the door to various children. Some are still in our care, some have previously been in our care, and we just like to keep an eye on them, just making sure that they have something to open up on Christmas Day. Something we do every year.
I would just like to point out that technically I'm someone's child. My parents are tapped for
And
cash.
as every year, I will send you an empty envelope.
I'm tapped for cash as mentioned at the start of the stream. So if anyone wants to give me anything for Christmas or generally December or any day of the week, listen, I have no issue with receiving money. Send it. I need some of that. In this campaign, in this space, in this movement, I need some of this. So believe me, I have no issue in accepting gifts, money, crypto. Send it all. I'll take it, bro. I want some of it. I want all of it. Send it. So, Mr. Ryan, if you feel you want to send me some brown envelopes for Christmas, it's all good, bro. There. I'll accept it.
I mean, you've ruined the surprise now, because obviously all year I've been saving up McDonald's and KFC vouchers, and I was going to pop them all in an envelope and send them over to you, but you've ruined it now. You've ruined the surprise because you're not, because you're impatient. Because
I don't eat junk food. You know that. I don't eat in KFC and McDonald's. I mean, I don't eat in these places. I know I'm down and out, but I mean, who eats there, really?
Yes, but you have standards.
Come on, man. It's like slumming it. Plus, I boycotted McDonald's a long time ago.
Yes, I know. I watched a documentary the other day about McDonald's. I only watched the first 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I don't go to McDonald's. I haven't been to McDonald's for 25 years probably. But I watched the documentary the other day and it just horrified me. How it is they're still allowed to serve a product and call it food, I struggle with. But anyway.
Well, I would have thought that a Mackenzie on the road, like his diet is... McDonald's is his savior at times. It's his only place, really. Mackenzie on the road, up and down.
No.
It's quick fillet.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
Absolutely horrible. I worship, and me and millions of others, I worship at the Church of Greg's when I'm on the road.
Pastor, you can't go wrong.
They can't go wrong with Greg's, at the Church of Greg's. So that's where when I'm in need of sustenance, that's where I find the Greg's.
Cheap and cheerful. That's it. You know what you
get.
It
is. Okay, it's fine. You get what you get what's on the tin, and it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, I've had a good week in the sense that I have spoken to at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 people this week, fathers this week, over an hour on the phone. At least guys that have just entered the system, guys that are just left abandoned and lost, and guys that are on the edge. They were on the edge of, the title of this, the thumbnail, the title goes hand in hand with what I've been encountering all week. Guys that are just so angry, so frustrated, in such despair, such belief that someone could put you through this, or you could go through something like this, and this is part of a legal process and it's allowed, that they could not believe it, that they were on the edge. They were going to do something to just end the pain. But thankfully, I think, I've had some success in giving them some hope. And off the bat today, we've had 20 people dial in off the bat as we've started. So the message is getting out there. The stream is helping people. Guys, we are here to help provide support in all areas of the family court. Just keep dialing in. And as I spoke to the people this week, the message really every week is the same. The message is the same, and you need to keep dialing in live every Sunday, so then you keep hearing the repeat of the message. Every time I speak to you on the phone, the message is repeated, and eventually, once you hear something often enough, even a lie heard often enough, eventually becomes your truth. It's a psychological fact. So if you continue to hear the repeat of the messages, the repeat of the 10 commandments of family court, you continue to listen to everything we say, eventually it will be within your subconscious and you can operate on autopilot. You understand the game, you understand the system. And I'm not just talking about the technical stuff, the strategic stuff, the 10 commandments now. I know 100% The 10 commandments that I talk about and preach, they are solid. They are the foundation of the mindset that is required to pursue and continue and survive on this journey. And next year, Mr. Ryan, we got to get onto this ebook, and we're going to be dishing out these ebooks as one of the products under Family Court Mastery and all the stuff that me and Mr. Ryan do, because these foundational commandments is what will keep you alive, which is what will help you survive and hopefully eventually get you to a place where you are in contact with your children. Straight.
Agreed.
Right, shall we dive in?
Let us begin. Let's see who's with us this evening.
Right, we got a very old friend, Mr. Hungry Hippo. Love the name. I've always loved this name, Hungry Hippo. Hi, lads. The title of today's live is so fitting as I need advice on X, and I do exchange messages on AppClose. But a lot of the times, she does also ignore my questions regarding the children. If or when it goes back to court, how will court view that there is a pattern of ignoring me sometimes? Cheers for everything, lads. You are welcome, Mr. Hippo. Right, Mr. Ryan, take it away.
Okay, parenting apps. So I'm a big fan of parenting apps, and AppClose is one. For those of us who don't know what a parenting app is, it is exactly what, as the name implies. It's an app that you download from one of the app stores, and there's a number on the market. And what it means is that you communicate in a closed, secure channel with your former partner or the mother of the children, father of the children. But the beauty of them, the real beauty of them, is everything you say and hit the send button, you cannot remove, you cannot retrieve, you cannot delete. It is locked away. And the reason that they do that on the parenting apps is in order that people are then accountable for what has been said. Now, the beauty of your situation, Hungry, is that obviously you're being ignored. Now, that's wonderful, because when you're ready to go back to court, you download the entire transcript of the communications between you, and you highlight the pattern of ignorance. You highlight the pattern where you are just being, where you, when you ask a perfectly reasonable question, you are just ignored because the other party doesn't want to answer it. Demonstrate that in court, and the court will not be impressed by that, because that is far from positive co-parenting. That's the magic of a parenting app.
Yeah, guys, bottom line is collect the data, collect the evidence. Stay cool, stay calm, stay focused. Don't get drawn in. Don't get frustrated and angry, because this is what they want. Remember, the game is this. Look, the game is this. Soon as you give it any emotion, they've got you. When someone triggers a reaction within you, when someone can externally trigger a feeling of especially anger, frustration, and despair, they are controlling you. What is the purpose? What is the other side trying to do? This is exactly what they want. So you just got to stay cool and composed, collect the evidence, collect it, timestamp it, photograph it, whatever you need to do, and then present it to the judge when you go back in such a manner that it just looks really bad. Just lay it out. That's the bottom line. Play the game. Right, Mr. S, if you have not filed your evidence properly before the fact find, what are your options? Well, it's not a good start, I would say.
Yeah. Not a great start, but lots of people are in that position.
So let's start with the first bit then. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, let's tackle this bit first. So what are your options? Well, you've got three options, really, haven't you? Option number one is bad luck and live with the consequences, but that's not a great option. Option two is to make an application before the hearing using a C2 application form, and ask the court whether you can submit your evidence. And you have to share in that application what your evidence is, or actually put it in the application, whether it's screenshots or whatever it might be. Put it in the application, and then when you send the application to court in order to get them to consider it, at the same time, send it to the other side, their legal team, or direct to them if they haven't got a legal team. And the reason I say that is this. The biggest objection, the single biggest objection to new evidence coming into a matter, is that the other side will say, on the day that you're in court saying, I want to submit this evidence, the other side will say, we haven't had time to consider it. So we can't either let it in today because we haven't had time to consider it, or you're going to have to adjourn today, sir, madam, in order to give us time to consider it. Whereas if you have included the evidence in your C2 application and shared it with the other side, you can then say to the judge, look, I made this application 3 weeks ago. At the time that I made the application, I shared it with the other side. They've had 3 weeks to consider this evidence. That's more than enough time for them to take a position on it. So that's your second option. Your third option is to do what we call an oral application on the day. So on the day, you say, look, I've got some evidence that I haven't had the opportunity, or I've missed it, and I would like to submit it to this court. But in order to do that, you have got to have an incredibly strong reason as to why it is the court wants to let you. Because the court is going to get all those objections from the other side about, we haven't had time to consider it, and it's really not fair, and it's all a bit last minute, blah, blah, blah. So it has to be very, very compelling evidence. So the safe option is the C2. There's no guarantee it's going to get in, particularly if you've previously been given opportunity to submit evidence and you've either submitted some but not all, or you haven't submitted any, because that will be flagged up by the other side. But the C2 is your best option at this stage.
Good thinking. Yeah, C2. I think I want to highlight at this point, guys, that we have mentioned on this stream, we have done a dedicated podcast talking about the fact finds. Yeah. Now, in these streams where we've talked about the fact finds, one thing that has been highlighted multiple times, that a fact find is dangerous for fathers. So yes, you can have a bad day, you can have a bad round, you can say switch off in between rounds. Sometimes it happens. Like you're in a fight, you make switch off, you get tagged, you wake up again, you think, right, let me get my wits about me again. A fact find is not the time to switch off or take a little backseat or start procrastinating, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just rush through, bundle it together, send it in. You need to really, this is the round where you're going to do some fighting. Like you got to go in prepared. Fact finds are dangerous for fathers. The fact find will ultimately determine the outcome of your case. You want the best result possible. The fact find is where you do the heavy lifting. So this ain't the place to get lax, and this ain't the place to switch off and be blasé with it. You really need to get on top of it. And one of the commandments of family court, like you said, know your case, know your facts, know your fact find, be ready, rehearse it. This is not on. You can't be saying this. This is not a good thing to be asking about your fact finders. You're not in a good place. Right, Mr. S, can you tell us how a fact find proceeds? Like what happens, let's say, in a 5-day fact find? Can you run through step by step? I presume it would depend on the sort of allegations you've got, the sort of evidence.
It does, but there's a very standard procedural journey that you're going to go on. So let's rattle through that very quickly. Let us assume that you, just to make matters complicated and make the procedure harder, let us assume you're going to have witnesses in your fact find. So one party has said that she wants, the mother says she wants her best friend to be her witness, and dad decides that he wants some lad from work to be his witness. So what will happen in the fact find is this. The two witnesses will come on first, and I'll tell you why they tend to come on first. And this is open to flexibility because it's basically down to the judge to decide. But normally, they will roll out witnesses first, and I will tell you why. The court isn't actually very interested in them. The reality is, the reason that I am going to bring my best mate to be my witness at my hearing is what? Because he's going to say exactly what I want him to say. Why would I bring him? And the court is aware of that. What they're getting by way of witnesses is a parrot. They're getting somebody who's just going to tell the story that they've been told to tell. And what purpose does that serve for the court? Nothing whatsoever. It's not credible. It's just a waste of time. So the courts will roll witnesses in and out very, very quickly. And then they come down to the matter. And the matter is, let's assume, just for following that timeline, day one, morning one, always reading. And what that means is the judge takes usually half a day on day one. This is usually the way it runs, for reading time. And that is him or her reading the story so far, reading the allegations, reading the responses, reading the history of this matter. So they've got the story in their head. Now, we then come into the afternoon of day one. The witnesses are coming on. We cross-examine the witnesses. So what that means is One party's witness comes out, they get prepped by that party's barrister. Hello, you're here to support the mother in this matter. You submitted a statement to this court. Do you remember that statement? Yes, I do. Have you read it recently? Yes, I have. Do you stand by every word that you've said in it? Yes, I do. Was the statement written by the mother actually, and you're just pretending it was you? Yes, it is. So they then get cross-examined by the other party's legal advisor. So I want to ask you about your statement. I want to talk about what you've seen. I want to talk about what you say happened. They're done. Next witness comes on, which is obviously the other party's witness. Same procedure takes place. The legals ask them questions in order to establish what it is they've seen. I have seen, just to give you an example, I have seen in witnesses a barrister who was actually working for me in a case of mine a number of years ago, where the first witness stood up and it was the best friend of the mother. And he said, what did you, with your own eyes, actually see of any of the allegations that have been made? And she said, well, nothing. And he said, thanks for coming. And he sat down. And that was it. And the judge is looking at him like, is that it?
I like that, yeah.
The judge didn't say anything. What's the point of being here? That's clever questioning. Anyway, so that's day one. So day one, we've had reading in the morning, we've had witnesses in the afternoon. Day two will be the applicant, whoever is the applicant, be that mother or father, will be cross-examined first on day two. And that might last all day. Given it's a 5-day fact find, let's assume that there's plenty to be asked. So day two is probably going to be all day, be it mother or be it father. They will be cross-examined. They will also be re-examined. And what that means is at the end of your cross-examination, so at the end of the stage where the other side has asked you questions in order to try and trip you up and prove you to be a liar, your own counsel, your own barrister, your own solicitor, your own legal representation who's looking after you will then re-examine you. So what they do is they essentially get you to change or rephrase or clarify some of the questions, some of the answers that you've offered, in case some of the answers that you've offered already are perhaps not as pure to your case as we would like them to be. So when you say that you pushed her to the ground in the kitchen, do you actually mean that she stumbled? Do you actually mean that she was coming at you, you were both as bad as each other, and she fell to the ground during that confrontation? Is that what you actually mean? It's that type of conversation. So that's day two, possibly falling into day three. Then at the end of, somewhere during day three, let us assume the other party gets cross-examined, be that mother or father. Same rules apply. That at the end of the cross-examination, their own legal support will ask them questions to clarify their position and possibly remove some of the comments that they've made that are not helpful to their case. Day three is done. Day four, maybe tying up the cross-examination. That may still tip over into day four and finish off. Then we have what we call submissions. Now, what submissions are, is it is the final concluding, rounding up legal argument that is put by each representative's legal team. And it's your legal representative saying to the judge, Judge, what we are here to consider is that for these two people, and this happened and that happened, and mother says this and father says that, and the evidence very clearly suggests that mother is correct, or very clearly suggests that father is correct, and they deliver their final submission. And what I want you to do, Judge, is conclude that of these 17 allegations of abuse, not a single one took place, sir. That's what they do. The other side obviously does the counter. So they also deliver a submission in the same way. Then on day 5, last day of your fact find, the judge comes and sits down and delivers their judgment. Now, judges' judgments are read out in the court. And the reason they read them out is for the benefit of the tape. So everything they say is recorded. And their judgments have to be full and extempore, which means read out loud. And the reason they have to be full is because they have to provide all the details in the case. And so, unfortunately, judgments can last hour, 2 hours while they're being read out, because the judge has got to go right back to the start. I'm here to hear the father who was born on this day, and he met the mother on this day, and they had children on this day, and then they got married on this day, and then the relationship broke up on this day. They have to tell the whole story until eventually they get to the allegations, and they say, and then they take each allegation in turn. They say what the mother said, what the father said, who I believed in terms of what was said, and then whether I believe as a judge that that allegation happened or not, proven or not proven. At the end of that, that then provides your basis by which you will then go forward. That's a 5-day fact find.
Yeah, and just remember, treat it like a circus. Don't take it seriously. Just go there for the entertainment. And once judge says, is mother lying? Yes, she is. Judge will then say, well, that's actually got nothing to do with it, whether she's telling the truth or not. Irrelevant. We're here to see if you're guilty or not. Whether she's lying or telling the truth is irrelevant. That's the bottom line.
Such a cynical view.
Excuse me. Right, before I read out this comment, guys, there's almost 30 to 40 people watching live from what I can see. I just need you to hit that like button, like, subscribe, follow, and share, and send this link to those out there who may find this beneficial, those who are suffering, those who are going through the system, those who need the support. So send the link out, like, subscribe, follow, and share. Right, Mr. M. My CMS letter came through in a brown envelope. I can send it your way through if you insist. You will do no such thing. Everyone has been through family court. You know when that letter comes through and Her Majesty's Service or whatever it is, HMCTS courts and all of that, the brown letter, the A4 letter from the courts, you know that feeling before you even open it, you're sick to your stomach. The anxiety just hits you like a brick in your face. It's horrible. Send me no such letter. Just if you want to send me some online transfers, I'll put my account details in the description. There's a PayPal link actually in the description of every video. If you do wish to support the channel, all jokes aside, PayPal link in the description. Send your sponsors and donations on there. Also, I want to highlight, if you want to sponsor the channel, if you guys, because there's a lot of people who are well-to-do that me and Mr. Ryan support, well-to-do guys with businesses. If you want to sponsor the channel where we bring up your advert and we advertise your business during this live streams, get in touch and you can be a sponsor so we can broadcast your business, advertise your business, and you can help support the channel. So there you go. Right, Mr. A. Hi, gents. Hope all is well. I haven't been here for the last few weeks. What the hell? Where have you been? Why have you not been here?
He's been busy.
But want to share an interesting, positive update. We'll keep it short as possible. Okay, I await to read your next comment. Mr. S, do most NMO come off after a fact find, or do they tend to extend to the final hearing? It's a good question, actually.
We'll just clear the acronyms. NMO, non-molestation order, FF, fact find hearing. What tends to happen, regardless whether it's a fact find or not, what tends to happen in family matters is if there's a non-molestation order in place, the judge tends to just automatically extend it until the end of proceedings. It's just a simple thing for the judge to do. It's a sensible thing for the judge to do. That tends to happen.
If you've got an NMO, you know what to do. Lay low, stay away, don't take any risks, don't take no chances. Simple as. Mr. S at Father's Right, thanks, this shit is real. This shit is very real. Those who are going through it, they know how real it is. They know how real every moment, every second, every minute of your life is when you're going through this. When you're going through pain, every second, every minute seems like hours. When you're in pain, like I said, time expands when you're in pain. Remember this. This shit is definitely real. So just survive, stay alive. Focus on the task at hand. Right, Mr. Stephen Keeley. Hi all, how would Kafkas or the court react to me having a lodger friend in the spare room in regards to my 3-year-old girl? Her bed will be in my room. I mean, my initial reaction to this is this could be used against you, I believe. But go on, Mr. Ryan.
You're absolutely right. Lodge, I accept the economic reason why people have lodgers. I absolutely do. But whether you've got a lodger in your house or indeed whether you're living in in an HMO or living in a house of multiple occupancy, which some of my clients are, through this necessity, it makes life incredibly difficult. If the courts and CAFCAS become aware of the fact that there is and I'm going to assume that the lodger and a friend is a man, it makes life incredibly difficult, and the other side could make life incredibly difficult because they start to seek safeguarding concerns, and we don't know who this man is, and we don't know what his history is, and blah 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 blah. And I'm not casting aspersions for 1 minute. I'm just telling you what the reality is. And so it can be incredibly difficult. So tread very carefully is what I would say. If this person is somebody you know very well, and if you are still embroiled, then you might wish, and this is absolutely your choice, you might wish to ask them just to get a DBS for you, which just demonstrates that they have no criminal record. That's a reasonable start. And then you might wish to be incredibly transparent and declare them to CAFCAS and invite CAFCAS to do a safeguarding check upon them.
Yeah, I think that's the one aspect of it. But then the other aspect, that her bed will be in my room. I've noticed a pattern over a period of time now that when anything like this happens, where your kids, when you're living at home, like her bed will be in my room. These things they're looked upon from a very awkward place. Your father's made to feel very awkward about just being a father around these things. I don't even really want to think about it or say it. It's just horrible to even suggest these things. But the other side will really, so the lodger aspect is one thing, and then this is a secondary issue that they will throw more dirt. They will throw more dirt with this, basically use this against you. And the sensitivities around this are magnified. Do you know what I mean? It just, I think if you can get away with not having a lodger for now, I would say don't risk it. Wait till you get past all of this and then look into this if you can afford to do so. That's what I think. If you can't afford it, then obviously go by what Mr. Ryan said. If you can just avoid this hurdle, because you don't want these hurdles at this point of the journey, because this will determine your contact with your daughter. So where do we lie? Where does the priority lie? What's more important? Can we just put up with a little bit of expense for a few months until we get past all of this? So you've got to weigh it all up, I would say.
Yes, and just rounding that off, just taking on board your comments about awkwardness, Farooq, and I know this is a subject that you're not overly comfortable with, but if you advise CAFCAS, and I've had this as a real situation on a number of occasions, if you advise CAFCAS that the bed of your daughter is in the same room as you are in, CAFCAS become very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Because they ask the question, why is it? I've had one very recently where a father has been sharing as in the father's been sleeping on the floor of a bedroom in his house with his son, who is 11 years old. And the reason he's been doing it is because his son is a bit lively. The son is keen to disappear in the middle of the night and go off and hang out with gangs. So the father has been sleeping on the floor, essentially just to keep his son in the house. CAFCAS stated in court he had to stop that because it was inappropriate.
Yeah. I mean, what I would suggest is you could say you've given your bedroom to your daughter. You sleep in the living room. You've got a sofa bed. So work around this. My point is, it's no point creating hurdles for the sake of having to then challenge and fight them because it's your rights. It's just no point. I would just say avoid it. Prevention is better than cure. Avoid the problem if you can avoid it. Remove the hurdle out the way between you and CAFCAS. No, she sleeps in the bedroom. I sleep in the living room. If you're going to keep the lodger, if you can make the lodger disappear, make it disappear. So weigh it all up. Is it worth it? Yeah. What's more important? Where does your priorities lie? So yeah, I would just say tread carefully. Right, Mr. S, how do you think children remember this gap in their contact with their parents later on in their life? Do you think they will blame the absent parent? I mean, I would like to agree with you. I would like to say that's the case, but unfortunately, look, I know a chap recently whose father passed away. He hasn't seen his dad in 7 years. This chap is almost 30. He went to the funeral, came back, and it's back to work, back to his life. So it was almost like, you know, when you hear someone from the next, not even a neighbor, but someone from a few streets down, someone you knew passed away. You have 5 minutes of, oh, it's really bad. He was a lovely bloke. All right, what are we having for dinner tonight? Come, he's a stranger. You don't know him. You have no relationship with him. So this guy, I've witnessed it many times. Grown adults at funerals of their so-called biological parent, their father. They don't know how to feel because he's a stranger. It's as simple as. So depending on what sort of bond and relationship you have with them until they get into their teens and adulthood, and one day if they throw the question at you, what happened, and you got evidence, it wasn't me. I tried my best. Look, there you go. Bam, 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 bam. Maybe they have enough in them to see the truth. I very rarely, let me put it this way, I've only come across one guy, one adult. When I say kid, he was an adult. He's in his 20s. Who I've helped him reunite with his father. Yeah. But he went against all the programming, all the conditioning. When his family found out, when his mum found out, from the Asian community, you know how it is. The guilt trip came on, and you're going to abandon your mom, this, that, constantly. But he said he overcame all of that, and he continued to make. And his dad was traumatized. Dad didn't know how to rekindle the relationship. He was scared. Doesn't know what to do. The trauma came back every time we saw him, but the boy kept pursuing. They've now got a great relationship. He's the only guy that I've met who's gone against all the programming, all the conditioning, all the alienation, all of it to rekindle that relationship. And I hate to say it, man, it's in most cases it's not a fairy tale. I don't want to be a negatron, but that's facts right there. What do you think?
It's to answer the question very, very directly, it really does depend on the age of the children. Younger children will forget gaps in their parents' lives, mainly because they have no concept of time until a certain age. And so when a child is 12, 13, 14 years old, if they didn't see their parent for 12 months, 18 months when they were a toddler, they won't recall that. They won't recall that. And that's good. We don't want them to. We don't want them to, because otherwise that just leads to damage. The older the child, really from sort of 7, 8, 9 years old onwards, children are much more aware. And sadly, they will remember the gap. And obviously, the bigger the gap, the more they'll remember it and the more they'll be hurt by it. It is an incredibly difficult, should you be back in your children's lives, it is an incredibly difficult conversation when a child says to you, "Where were you?" Because your immediate reaction is to say, "I tried, but your other parent, blocked me, wouldn't let me, obstructed me, kept me out of your life," whatever it might be. And that is absolutely the natural reaction to take. But what that does is it undermines the child, not the other parent. It undermines the child, because what you're saying to the child is the parent who has brought you up has lied to you. And that will hurt, damage, and potentially destroy their relationship with that child. And that ultimately will impact on them and how they deal with healthy relationships going into adulthood. So unfortunately, that is not the approach. When your children say, "Where were you?" your stance is, there were some difficult times. We had some conflict. Me and the other parent, whoever that might be, mum or dad, didn't agree on a lot of things, and we couldn't agree on a lot of things. And that's wrong. And we made mistakes, too many mistakes. And as a result, I have been outside your life and I've missed you every single day. And the fact that I'm back here now means that I get to spend the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years trying to make that up to you.
Yes, I think that's probably the most sensible thing to do. And the other thing is, think about this. If you got to understand the bond they have with the parent that was there. You're the insecure parent. This parent is there. It became the whole world. They fulfilled both roles. You were off the scene. So if you paint anything negative about that parent, the child could retaliate. They could get defensive. They could push you away. They may resist and retaliate to the point where you're pushing them closer to the other side. Like, do you know what I mean? You got to remember, no one wants to believe the last 20, 30 years is a lie, or that someone that loves and cares about them would do that to them. They don't want to hear that. Like I told you, I know a 30-year-old man. He's buried his father. He hadn't seen him. He saw him once at a funeral 7 years ago. Since then, he ain't seen him since he was a teenager. And even now, like I said, he's gone. His father's died. He cannot get past the conditioning. He cannot get past it. Right, let's move along. Let's not get too down and depressing. Yeah, let's not get too negative today. It's turned into a bit of a getting a bit negative tonight. Right, Mr. A, I have no fact find and a composite hearing, so can challenge mother's allegations which have no grounds. Okay. I challenged the judge on a number of occasions, may have pushed my luck, but managed to avoid the fact find. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you got to roll the dice. Sometimes you got to be pushy. So the key is knowing when to, when not to. And this right here, guys, it just goes to show what is possible. If you watch this stream, then you get confidence to do stuff like this. The thing is this, when you continually watch this stream, this is what I'm talking about. You understand the language, you understand the culture, you understand the arena, you understand the rules of engagement, you understand the black, the white, and the gray. And we fight in the gray. We love the gray area. This man here has, you got to understand this situation right here. This will determine the relationship he's going to have with his children for the rest of his life. This is a big thing. Look, congratulations, man. This is really positive. This is just what we needed. Unfortunately, I have another 9 months of supervised. Can I ask for variation to contact currently in community? Okay, this is a good question.
Given that you, and I'm aware of this case, so given that you have managed to sidestep a fact find, and well done you for doing that. You do have a composite hearing instead, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. But given that you have managed to sidestep a fact find, you can say to the judge, there is now a degree of proportionality to this case, because we have essentially established that a fact find is not proportionate, which means we've established that the allegations, which are going to be explored in some form or fashion at a composite hearing, come back to that in a minute, but they're not serious enough for a fact find to take place. Consequently, by virtue of that, the risk must be reduced in this matter. Consequently, there must be grounds for us to revisit the current contact, because the children are paramount in this matter. The children are central to this matter, as they are in every child-focused family court matter, Children's Act 1989. So, Judge, I'm saying to you that it is proportionate now for us to explore the contact arrangement and just move it on a little bit in the best interests of the children, but fully accepting that there still needs to be some control, some framework, some boundaries in place, but there also needs to be some progress. That's a perfectly valid conversation to have. Anyway,
yes, absolutely.
I was going to talk about composite hearings very quickly.
Yes.
A composite hearing is essentially a final hearing. It's always usually in the final hearing, where half the hearing is a mini fact find. So half the hearing is cross-examination about allegations, and the second half of the hearing is dealing with how does that impact on what we're going to do with these children. So it kind of compresses a fact find and a final hearing into one process, referred to as a composite hearing. Very healthy. I'm a big fan of composite hearings. I think you can achieve a lot in them. So that's a good place to be.
Yeah, no, very good. Congratulations again. Good work, Mr. A. Good work. Keep at it. Eyes on the prize. Right, Mr. Eamon. Hey guys, hope you have been well. Remember, I had 7 allegations. I had a fact finding. I won 7-0. Alhamdulillah. There you go. Another one right there, guys. This guy's been watching the show, and look what he's achieved. So congratulations to you. Well done. What can I say to this? Yes, well done. You've done well. I hope it was this stream that has helped you to play the game. It's helped you to play the game to get this result. So, congratulations. Well done to you. If you need any other help and support, just like I said, join the streams live, punch your questions in, and we'll guide you through to the rest of the journey, to the end, to the final hearing. Anything you want to add, Mr. Ryan?
Not at all. Well done. Good result.
Right, Mr. A. Also, the order says we have joint responsibility, but she has blocked my number. I emailed her solicitor regarding school applications. I'm not expecting a response, but hoping to use it at final hearing. Yes, collect the evidence. Collect the evidence, collect information, and maybe you can bring this up at the competent hearing and say, look, they're not playing ball. They're not playing game, judge. I'm the good guy. I would say use this at that composite hearing, personally.
I agree.
Right, take it easy. Hello, my username take it easy means stay calm in the heat. Don't let the system burn you. Let them crank up the heat. You stay cool. See, my philosophy is this. My philosophy has been that I say embrace the heat. I say dive in head first into the fire and absorb all of that pain. Be consumed by that pain, by that fire. And this is now becomes fuel to propel you forward in this journey, because you're going to need to become something or someone that you're not currently. You're going to need to become whatever you need to be in order to get the result that we need. So I would say take all the heat, absorb it, consume it until you're breathing fire. Right, Mr. Eamon, it's a different thumbnail you got there. Are you a barber? Is he a barber? Right. If you're a barber, Eamon, I've got a question for you. Since I've grown this beard, I'm having a bit of trouble doing the blend here and getting the shape right and whatnot. So drop me an email on disqualified.dads@gmail.com. Let me know where you're based. I need to come down and let me know if you can sort beards out, because I need this tidied up, looking sharp on a regular. So let me know where your salon is, if you got one, or whether you work from home or however you operate, and I'll come down and see you, please. In the meantime, so guys, hope you're well. Remember I said I had 7 allegations. I went for fact finding. I won 7. We just done that. What? He's done it again. He's
just repeating himself.
No, but it's good. We didn't know he was a barber.
No, we didn't. So we've learned something. Oh, come on then, and take it before he replies. Take an educated guess as to where his salon is.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm trying to think.
I'm getting the feeling he's London-based.
Okay, I'm thinking possibly East London somewhere. I would say East London, but you just never know. It could be anywhere. It could be north, west.
I'm going to guess south of the river, but let's see what the man comes back with.
I'm going with east, east, north of the river.
Right,
Mr. S. Father's right. How does the age of the child reflect how judge handles a case? Does it benefit the father if there was contact? Hold on, let's just follow up. My son is 3 years old. I lost contact for a year. How does that go on?
It does have some bearing, not a huge bearing, not as much as you might expect, but the age of the children does have some bearing on the judge and how it is that he manages the case. Judges are bizarrely, as children get older, judges are keener to try and get some contact, some real contact going as quickly as possible, because they appreciate the fact that the clock is ticking on those children, and the fact that those children are heading towards young adulthood, 13, 14, 15 years old, where they're going to start to make their own decisions and not necessarily the right ones in respect of the child, respect of the parent who is absent from them. So as the children get older, judges get a bit more urgent in terms of what they're trying to achieve. Younger children, because the judge accepts the fact that he's got time on his hands, he's got 10 years, 12 years, he can afford to be perhaps a little bit more cautious in how he manages the case, and a little bit more cautious in terms of the decisions he makes. And so if you've got young children, you often find, and this is my experience, you often find that the contact that's agreed very much favors the mother. And that's because the judge is of the opinion that young children need their mother more than they need their father at that stage of their life. Now, we all have a view on that. We'll disagree with that wholeheartedly. But that is a view that the court will often take, that younger children, there should be a leaning towards their mother.
Guys, there's well over 30 people watching live. It's been a busy stream. Please hit the like button, like, subscribe, follow, and share. Once this stream comes out, please write something in the comments. Just help the algorithm, help push this content out there. Right, Mr. P, Adventures of the Map. Right, this is a new name. Mr. P, welcome to the channel. We are here every Sunday, 8:30. Join the stream, bring your questions. We will support you in whatever manner we can. Once a fact find with false allegations goes against you with accused DV, if you then lose the appeal, what can be done in the years to come to see your children? That's a good question.
Okay. A reapplication, unfortunately, is what's going to happen. It really does depend, and that's quite a loaded question, because it really does depend how the matter closes out, because an appeal is separate from your mainstream proceedings. It's a bit of an add-on that you're trying to reshape what happened. But a matter that is closed, and you perhaps didn't get the outcome that you wanted, or you got a very restricted access to your children, or indeed, sadly, no access to your children, then your only option really is to do whatever the recommendations were, and usually there is some recommendations for you to carry out some remedial work, and then bring the matter back to court in a year's time, 2 years' time, whatever it might be. And I appreciate the fact that's horrible that you have to let that time pass and do whatever it is they're asking you to do. But that is the nature, unfortunately, that is the current nature of family court. Hence the reason we say time and time and time again that fact finds are dangerous, because fact finds can set the course for the rest of, not just the rest of your legal journey through that court, but for the rest of your child's life. That's where you are.
So I mentioned at the fact find, that's not around where you fall asleep and start coasting. That's around where you got to really establish some ring generalship. You got to take control of the round. You need to win that round. The judges' scorecards, you can't be no confusion. You need to be jabbing all the way through. Establish a jab, go in, set up your counters, take center ring. Fact find. It's not the round you go sleep. Remember this. Right, Mr. S, why are sometimes written closing subs ordered instead of happening orally?
Okay, so submissions, as I said earlier, is the final argument that your legal representative makes on your behalf. Now, sometimes, usually, they are oral, i.e., they stand in court and they deliver their case. Judge, I'm representing father, and I want to talk about the fact that this happened and that happened, and father's position was this, etc. Now, sometimes the judge will ask for written submissions instead of oral submissions, and there's really two reasons why they do that, and really only two reasons. One of them is a very simple one. They've run out of time on the allocated time, so they say, look, I haven't got time to hear submissions, so I will allow you to deliver written submissions to me, get them into me in the next 3 days, 4 days, whatever. So that's just a very practical reason why they do it. The other reason that they do it, and this is perhaps the more poignant one, is judges will accept that if a matter is quite complex and quite close in terms of its potential outcome, they will sometimes say, I will take written submissions because that allows the legals time to consider what it is they're going to say. And it gives them time to compile something that's a little bit more thought through and a little bit less off the cuff. And so sometimes judges will afford that to parties where they'll say, I'll take written submissions and I'll take those submissions in 7 days' time. And then I will consider my judgment and I'll deliver my judgment in 14 days or 21 days or whatever it might be. So that's the reason that they do written submissions. I have to say, I'm quite a big fan of written submissions because I think it does give you the opportunity to think through your case, to revisit your whole case, to revisit all the evidence for you and against you in your case, in order that and also to explore and research relevant case law and relevant authority and precedent, in order that what you are handing to the judge is absolutely your best effort at delivering your argument.
Right, let's move along, guys, because there's a lot of people watching tonight, hence there's a lot more questions, a lot more comments to get through. So let's start really grinding down now. Right, Mr. A, thanks, Daniel. I've seen Mob's allegations and I'm confident she will fall apart as all the statements are full of contradictions and holes. What are the chances of the resident parent moving to me? Ultimately, I think the chances are slim, but it's always a possibility, but I would say slim.
Yeah, change of residency during family proceedings is rare, very rare. And it's always, and the only reason it ever happens in real terms is because it's supported by CAFCAS.
Absolutely. I think your chances are just keep pushing eventually till you can get 50-50. And I think that's a good place to eventually get to. So, yeah. Right, let's move along. Mr. S, why are judgments in fact finds reserved sometimes instead of the last day of a 4 or 5 fact find?
That's very straightforward. That's, again, just for the judge to afford themselves some time to think, to get to reconsider all the evidence, to explore all the evidence, to go through the bundled, to rethink what it is that the parties have said, and just buy themselves some time. I would rather that. I would rather a judge makes a considered judgment, albeit that it's frustrating if you've got to wait 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 days for it. I would rather that, if that's going to get me the right judgment, then the judge says, give me an hour and I'll be back. Because then I'm thinking, actually, I would have rather you thought about that a bit longer. So, yeah, I'm okay with reserved judgments.
That's a good point to note, guys. That's a good thing to remember. Make a note of that. Right, Mr. Steve. During a fact find, could you submit extra evidence if the other party says something unpredictable and inconsistent during cross-examination? You can't submit evidence for all eventualities. That's a good question, actually, yeah.
Very rare during a fact find that whilst the fact find is live, it is very rare that you will be allowed to submit evidence. All you'll be allowed to do in your cross-examination is to dismantle whatever it is that they are saying. If the evidence is red hot relevant and you can explain its red hot relevance to the judge, you might be able to get it in. Incredibly rare, though.
Mr. M, in a divorce, if me and ex live with my parents, can she claim the house via a property adjustment order? Got the FDA hearing notice the other day.
So you live with your parents. Well, I'm assuming that your parents own the house and you don't. So the answer is no.
What's the FDA hearing?
FDA is financial dispute appointment. So it's a hearing whereby the two parties go in and the judge expects some conversation between them as to how they can try and possibly fix the matter.
Yeah, bottom line is if the parents' house is in their name, then there should be no issue, really. Right, Mr. S, father's right. I've been waiting for weeks for a letter to had a directions hearing. Haven't heard, seen nothing since. It's like sitting in the cell waiting to get out the walls closing. Listen, brother, I've been waiting for 4 years for a first hearing for my child access. My non-molon occupation ran for 2 years indefinitely. It was like I was inside this ditch and the dirt is coming in every day and I'm fighting to keep on top of this dirt every single day. And you have no idea when this is going to end. It's just survive, keep crawling, keep pulling up. Just don't give in. Just don't give up. Just keep at it. It's horrible. The world is crushing you. So I know that feeling very well. Do you want to add anything to that, Mr. Ryan?
No, I appreciate the frustration. It doesn't get any easier.
But yeah, just keep battling, keep chipping away. Don't give up, yeah. Right, Mr. Eamon again. Right, Mr. Eamon, we need to know, where is the barbershop? I'm asking the court for the contact center that is free provided by CAFCAS. How do you get accepted for this? Would I be eligible? It's a good question.
Okay. As a general rule, CAFCAS don't operate contact centers. But what they will do is, in certain circumstances, CAFCAS officers will supervise contact for 1 or 2 sessions if they believe that they can achieve something fairly quickly. It's not something that you can apply for. It doesn't work that way. It is something that they will recommend or they will suggest. As a general rule, CAFCAS does not have free contact centers.
Right, Mr. Cosset, legend. Evening, gents. Following on from an earlier question, lodger equals bad. Mum's various male friends from God knows where equals absolutely fine. Ask me how I know. Right. I'm going to take a picture. Sorry, go on.
Go on now. It's true. It is very true. You know, I have this conversation lots where, you know, one guy has a lodger, another guy, or the other parent, usually the mother, and that's not any sweeping statement on mother, but the mother will have, you know, multiple boyfriends passing through, and there's no comment, and I just find that, yeah, quite odd.
Judge have no issues with hoes. Simple as. Judge ain't got no issues with hoes. Straight up.
Not that we are saying. I just need to clarify that now. Thanks for that, pal. Not that we are saying at all, or indeed implying directly, indirectly, that any mothers who engage in the family court system are in any way salacious or promiscuous in their behaviour.
I'm just saying, it's a figure of speech. It is a figure of speech. That's all. Well, thank you for clarifying it, was right. It's just a figure of speech.
Off the street. I don't think we need it here.
Hey, look. Forget these hoes. We got a very serious comment here that I think I'm going to take a screenshot of and put it on Insta.
Oh, okay. Back to the plot.
From Mr. Ayman Saleh. It was this channel that helped me achieve this. It was this channel that helped him
get his 7-0.
7-0 against Kafkas. I'm going to take a picture of this comment right here. Boom. Yes, Mr. Ayman, congratulations. Thank you. And guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we do here. This is the knowledge, the insight, unfiltered support that we provide that helps you fight this battle. It helps you get through these rounds. This is like a boxing match, as I keep saying. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This is a 12-round heavyweight bout. That's what this is. We are in your corner. When you come back on that stool, we will patch you up. We'll put Vaseline on your forehead. We'll put the cotton buds up your nose. We'll stop the blood. We'll give you a bit of advice, squirt a bit of water on you, prep you up, tell you what's coming, tell you what you can't see, get you ready for another round. Yeah? That's what we're doing. You got to go in there and do the fighting, yeah? But we are here prepping you up, getting you through the fight. We're whispering in your ear. We're giving you the technicals. We're giving you motivation. We're giving you the drive. We're giving you the belief that you need so you can go out there, do the fighting. And this comment right here, this man has done it. So, Mr. Ayman, I salute you. Well done. Congratulations. Done a great job on the front line. And yeah, listen, where's the shop? Tell us where the shop is. I'm coming for a haircut. Right, Mr. RC. This looks like a new name. We are here every Sunday, 8:30. Mr. RC, bring all your questions. We provide technical, emotional, all sorts of support to help you get through the system. We are here every Sunday, 8:30. Dial in, like, subscribe, follow, and share. I am being refused contact. No reason at all. Court hearing March 2026. Okay. I also have a NMO or false. Right. So first and foremost, hold on. You've got more. My daughters are 9 and 6. Oh, yes. Spoke with you other day, Farouk from Leicester. Yes, he's got an NMO. And I want to query this with you as well, Mr. Ryan. So he put his application into East London Court, right? Yeah. And he's got a hearing, to my shock. He's got a hearing in March 2026, which is a lot. I mean, guys are telling me they've applied to East London Court, they're getting hearings within 4 or 5 months, to my shock. Is it possible that I could have a hearing in 3 or 4? Is it possible that is there something seriously wrong with when my name comes in, it flags up and it disappears? I mean,
no. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happens in East London Court, and I'm absolutely convinced of this. And I'll do a live demonstration. So, East London Court, can you see this pile of paper? Each piece of these papers contains an application in East London Court. What they do is they go, we'll do that one. And that's what they do. I'm convinced they do it that way because I've got applications in East London which are still waiting, where other applications that I've put into East London have been processed.
What the hell's going on?
It's madness in there. It's like Disneyland in East London Court. It really is.
Well, that reminds me that I need to listen. I think I need to call them up every day and either harass them, say, "Where's my case? What's happening? Have you got my?" I need to harass them or do something. But look, this chap, he's got a date in where are we again? March 2026.
Yeah.
Now, as I spoke to this chap, look, stay focused, stay composed, stay calm. You're not in a bad place. Yeah. Things may seem bad, but you're not in a bad place, right? I mean, obviously it's not great. Yeah. Life could be better, but we are where we are. Just focus on the fact that March is round the corner. In East London court terms, March is round the corner.
Yeah.
Get your game plan ready. Get your strategy ready. Let's go through all your paperwork. Like I said, you've seen these messages previously where guys have avoided fact find. They've all had allegations against them. So when you say you have an NMO is part of the game, and you've got allegations against you, right? A lot of these guys, by listening to these streams week in, week out, watching all the videos, understanding the game, they have avoided the fact find. They are well versed in the court's language. If you read these comments, these are normal guys like me and you who just enter the system. And after speaking to you, you're a very well-spoken chap. You're highly educated. You've got this. You can do this. We are here to guide you and support you. Stay with us. Join the stream. Bring your questions. Give us the details and nuances. Tell us about some of the allegations you got against you and whatnot. And we'll help you get through this, yeah? All is not lost, yeah? So just stay focused. Keep it together. Keep chipping away. Get ready for round one.
I think I'm familiar with that case.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him, or I'll get him to reach out to you. Maybe arrange a call, get him prepped up.
I'm going to say, and then RC can respond or not. I'm going to say school teacher. See what response I get to that. Carry on.
No, I don't think he is. But he has spoken to you before. He told me he did speak to you, but he's not a school teacher. Well,
no, he's not. The other side is a school teacher.
Ah, okay. It's Coldwood. I'm winking. If you're gonna.
Steady now. You're speaking your eye. Yeah.
Coldwood, yes. He's the lights, guys. I gotta have the glasses on. Sees these lights.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, carry on.
For the dads who's done well in fact finds, either proving mum's allegations false or proving theirs towards mum as true, can costs get awarded? That's a good question.
In fact find, you can apply for costs, but you have to apply for costs on the grounds that the conduct of the other party has been reprehensible. Now, what does that mean? What that means is during the hearings and during the proceedings, they have conducted themselves dishonestly. Now, that cannot include you just trying to punish them for their fact find and for how the outcome was. So if you can demonstrate that you've got a bank of allegations which are not true, and unfortunately you need to have all of them as not true before we can pursue costs, you then probably may have grounds for reprehensible behavior, reprehensible conduct, and you can pursue a cost award. Very complicated. Child matters very rarely hand out cost awards because the judge's view is always two parties come to fight, two parties pay for themselves. But it's always worth it, but you potentially have got grounds.
Put it in. Try your luck. Definitely. Right, from Mr. Cossip to Mr. Rass, you've got between now and March to prepare and be the best you with best case for your children. Be the best you with the best case for your children. Use your time wisely. Yep, that's good advice. That's good advice. Thank you, Cossip. I'm not sure what I can do. What you can do is, look, I would say, reach out to Mr. Ryan, have a quick chat with him. He'll arrange a call with you, 20 minutes. Just tell him the nuances of where you're at, and he'll tell you what you need to work on, what you need to prepare as far as the case is concerned. So just arrange a call, have a quick chat, get the technical information you need to prepare to go forward. Yeah, prepare for that round one. And in the meantime, like I said, your job is just to survive. Stay focused, survive each day at a time. 1 hour a day at a time. Get through the day, get through the night, and it starts all over. The roller coaster starts again. All you got to do is just get through the day, yeah? Don't think too far ahead. One step at a time. I have evidence they are in London. Yes, we know. Right, Mr. S, what is the proportion of all submissions versus written? How often does it happen? How about reserved versus immediate?
I can give you my experience. I can't tell you the court statistics because obviously I haven't researched them because I didn't know the question was coming. But I can give you my experience. My experience is that oral submissions outweigh written submissions vastly. There's probably, I'm going to say there's probably 15 to 1 in terms of oral versus written, in my experience. Written are not often. So that's my view there. And in terms of reserved versus immediate, judges are becoming more reserved. So judges are more often now taking the time to say, I need time to think about this. And there's two reasons for that. One, because they genuinely need time. And secondly, because the number of appeals that are ramping up in family court is increasing, because everybody thinks that that their decision is available to be appealed, and so judges are being much more cautious in how it is that they put their arguments together. And so reserved is certainly on the increase versus immediate, certainly on the increase.
Good question. Good question. Right, Mr. Kossip to Mr. Rass again. Find a time and watch old lives as many recurring advice comes up. Exactly. This is what I keep saying. Every case, if different, but document everything. Keep notes, stay calm, be positive, keep tuning in every Sunday. Exactly. That's what you can do now. One step at a time. Watch all the old videos. Learn, watch all the streams around the fact find. Learn the language. Get well versed in the language that is used. Yeah, you're a well-spoken guy. So learn the language, learn the technology. And as I said, we keep repeating. Everything is really a repeat. The 10 commandments, like I said, are the guidelines, are the foundations that you operate by. It's not technical information. It is a foundational principles that keep you alive, to give you the right mindset, so then you can follow up and do the technical work and fight. I can teach you how to punch. I can teach you how to hook and do an uppercut. But when to do it is a different program. Timing and rhythm is very different. Strategy is very different to actually throwing a punch. To actually go and throw it at the right time, at the right place, without getting tagged, in the right moment, flow, rhythm. These are things that you got to feel out. But to understand that, you got to watch the streams. It's reoccurring messages. Keep listening over and over again. And then you will be in the right headspace. You'll be programmed in the right way to continue on this fight. So that's what you need to do in the meantime. This is exactly what you need to do, Ras. Watch the streams. There are 74 streams from last Christmas to now, coming up to this Christmas. And prior to that, there's about 30 podcasts. Start watching them. Start absorbing the information. Yeah, watch the live streams. It might be painful. It's a lot of watching, but this is what you need to do: is get your mind right. You've got time on your hands. You've asked what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Get your mind right. Mr. D. Ex-Divine. What is the latest with your case, Farouk? 4 years is a long time to wait for the first hearing. Well, that's a very good point. I believe it has to be, look, it can't be a coincidence that someone's case gets shut down and then just disappears. It's not addressed, and then randomly they close it down. Perhaps it was meant to be. I honestly think perhaps. The reason I'm so cool and calm about it is perhaps there's a higher power at play. Perhaps my work is not done. Perhaps I'm still to achieve greater things. I've not reached my peak yet. My full potential has not been unlocked. I need to be in this space and on this journey to get there. So perhaps why this is delayed, who knows? Whatever God's will is, I submit to God's will. That's what he's written for me. So be it. But in the meantime, we'll keep fighting. We'll keep chipping away. And we've got another application in. Let's see if that gets picked up at some point. Right. Garden hole, nothing offensive. But what the hell? What's going on? Why are we talking about holes tonight? Why is everyone talking about holes tonight? I mean, right,
You started it.
This is not the language. Undisqualified dads, it's not the language that we use. But I'm just saying, they provide a good service. They're doing a job. They provide a service. I mean, don't need to use derogatory terms about women who provide certain services. You know what I mean? Right. Can you not make another application? Yes, we have. But like Mr. Ryan said, East London Court is, pick one up. Oh, it's that Farouk again. Yeah, scrunched out right in the bin. Oh, look, next one. I don't know. We've made the application. Let's see what happens. We will continue. And as I've said, actually, you know what? I dreamt the other night. It was actually 3 or 4 days ago, because I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about all of this. I dreamt I saw my daughter, my eldest daughter, and do you know why? Also, it was her birthday in November. I didn't even make a post about it or anything. But my next step is I am going to be putting, I have refrained for 4 years for putting any pictures out of my children. But I am at the stage now where there will be pictures going out daily on every platform, continuously, of me and them, me with them. So whatever happens in the future, they can never deny any of this. The work is out there, the information is out there, the pictures will be out there, my story is documented. And that's where I'm at that stage. And it was my daughter's birthday. She's 12. She was 12 this month. And I dreamt I saw her. And you know, when certain dreams are so real, so vivid, where we looked at each other, I saw the emotion in her face, like, Dad, where have you been? And I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'm here now. I'll be working on it, as you've seen. But you know, like when you can see the little facial expressions in someone's face in a dream, it's so real. I'm talking, I saw her facial expressions and her face scrunch up and like, Dad, where have you been? Why did you take so long? This and that. It's like we're both on this journey. It's like she's a kid, but she knows what's going on. She's mature beyond her years. She's more wiser beyond her years. She understands this. And once she saw me, it was like we just both connected mentally. And this was all in a dream. And maybe in her heart, she felt it. Maybe that day she felt it. She saw it. Who knows, brother? But
Who knows?
I said, I'm going to have full custody. Listen, it's going to be a time. I'm going to have full custody. It's a matter of time. It's going to happen. But that's what's going to happen in the future. Right, Mr. P. Adventures of the Map. Are you a traveler by any chance, or do you do something around traveling? Let us know. I've been doing a bit of traveling, so yeah, could do with some pointers and tips. Sounds like I had it, should have liked. Right, hold on. Sounds like I had it, should have lied like the mother. I fought hard, and haven't lied. That's written in code word of some sort. Some sort of code. But yeah, look, whatever that guy said, we're with you. Whatever he said, we're wrong. Whatever he said, we are with you. We got you. We're supporting you. Got your back. Right, Mr. Cossip to Ras. Big brown envelope, tiny bit Farouk's way. The rest hid down in the back of his Bentley in Waitrose. Non-sequential bills, he'll see you straight. Absolutely. Listen, guys, don't worry. Next year, the Bentley will be coming. Next year, I'm going to be streaming from inside the Bentley, you know, because in the Bentley, they've got the lights, they've got the LED stars at the top of the roof. Yeah, man, I've already visualized it. I'll be sitting there and I'll be streaming from inside the Bentley. It's going to happen. It's a matter of time. It's going to happen. Listen, when you putting out this much positivity, this much energy, helping this many people, do you think God will not reward you? Do you think God will not elevate you in every area? Do you think he's not already elevated me? The next stop is the Bentley. That's the next elevation. Straight into the Bentley and straight to Waitrose. Simple. I'm having some of that. I'm having all of that. Right. I pray that you do get your day in court to fight for your kids through. The thing is this, Mr. Divine, right? Yeah. Let me tell you something. I might not even ever get to court. I might get full custody potentially without ever going to court. Who knows? Who knows? The thing is this, right? Yeah. Sometimes what may seem as something negative, something bad, or something wrong, something unjust in the moment, perhaps maybe it's good for you in the long run. Who knows? The key is having that longevity to ride the storm and come out the other end. That's the key. It's a big vision. 4 years is a scandal. It's an absolute scandal. Absolute scandal. Right, guys, just noticed the time. Been a busy stream. So the final comment of the evening is going to go to Mr. Cossip. He's a legend. He's been watching us from day dot. So I'm going to read his comment out. It's the final comment of the night. Oh, bloody, another comment came in. Right. Apologies, Cossip. I'm going to have to read that one as well. All the best for the coming week to all. Be interesting to hear what Dan mentioned at the start of the stream regarding developments. I have my suspicion, but we shall see. Knowledge is power. Absolutely, Cossip. Absolutely. Mr. L, if you're new to the stream, like, subscribe, follow, and share. We're here every Sunday at 8:30. Hi, can I ask my child's school for his school pictures and get... Can he ask for his school pictures? This is a good
The answer
question.
is yes, he can. We assume he's got parental responsibility, so we assume he's on the child's birth certificate. So absolutely, he can ask the school for copies of any photographs that have been taken.
Yes, sir, you can. Ask away. Don't hold back. Don't be shy. Guys, this stream has run for 1 hour, 20 minutes. It's been a busy stream. From the off, we were well over 20 watching live from the off. So obviously, as these streams get busier, we may stay on longer or shorter to adjust depending on the traffic. We've got a man here, Father's Right. How can I get in contact with you guys? You can get in contact with me on disqualified.dads@gmail.com. And I'll put Mr. Ryan's email in the chat, info@MackenziePickav. It's .com, isn't it?
Yeah.
info@MackenziePickav.com. Where are we? Right. This is Mr. Ryan's email. If you need technical support, email him. Tell him you watch the stream. Obviously, he'll give you some priority, book you in, little chat, point you in the right direction. If you want to chat to me, it's disqualified.dads@gmail.com. And like I said, guys, I've got a WhatsApp group that I've created. It's all about compassion and empathy. It's not really busy. No one really talks much on there. But if someone has got a question, someone wants to talk, there are a few of us on there. Let me know if you want to join the WhatsApp group. I'll add you in. Other than that, any final closing comments from you, Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, as I say, very busy stream. Thanks everybody for taking the time to join us this evening. We titled this one "Losing Your Mind," and that really was about the frustration of family court and the frustration of not really knowing what is happening, what is going to happen next, why it is that you're there. And that's a difficulty, and that's something that whilst we work on it, it is that one of the most difficult things for us to be able to make better, for us to be able to fix. If you're in court this week, I trust it goes well for you. Respect the court will respect you. Tomorrow is the 1st of December. We are heading into the festive season. It is the mad season for lots of reasons. But I'll say at a very, very early shot, December 25th, Christmas Day for those who engage with it. But for anybody who does not, myself and my brother here will be online at 10 a.m. on Christmas Day. Again, for however long we stay online for. And we're just happy to hear from anybody who either hasn't got their children through no fault of their own, or indeed is just alone and just wants to tap in and say hello. We don't do big legal questions on that day. It's more about just a whole group of people getting together and just having a crack and having a bit of a laugh and just cheering each other up, because it can be a very difficult day. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, guys. We're supporting each other during this Christmas Day, as well as every Sunday at 8:30. My final closing comment is I want to highlight this comment again right here from Mr. Ayman. It was this channel that helped me achieve this. He beat Kafka 7-0. Alhamdulillah, thank God. And it's because he consistently watched the channel. Like, subscribe, follow and share. And we will see you next Sunday, 8:30 live.